So it's 10 o'clock. I think we'll go ahead and get started today. We have several people that signed up that will be watching later. This is a recording. We will get started with those who have joined us to date. And we do have people that signed up from New Hampshire, Massachusetts, South Carolina, and a few other areas as well. So welcome to all of you. My name is Jen Torgersen, and I am one of the marketing team members here, the sales manager here at RiverWoods Manchester, which last week was Birch Hill. So we just had a name change, and we're very excited to be called RiverWoods Manchester as of April 7th. We've been gearing up for this for a while, and we're happy to be there. I am happy to introduce Carl and Elaine Schmottlach, who have lived here for about a year and a half. And they will be answering questions toward the end of the presentation here. I'm just going to share my screen. Let's see here. Just give me one moment, please. Oops. Forgive me from the beginning. There we go. It'll just take me a minute to, there we go. Settings. Okay, so again, welcome to RiverWoods Manchester's virtual open house with Elaine and Carl Schmottlach. They are our resident guests today and will be here to answer any questions you may have. We're going to go ahead and get started. Again, my name is Jen Torgersen. Any questions that you have, you're muted actually, so we can't hear you. However, you can submit any questions you have through the Q&A down at the bottom of your screen. So please feel welcome to do that. And we will answer those questions for you at the end of the presentation. Again, this will be recorded, so we can send it out following the presentation. So if you're not able to watch currently, you will be able to catch the rest of it later on. And as always, if you have suggestions on how we can improve on that process, we do welcome your suggestions as well as for any future topics. We're happy to consider those as well. So just a quick overview of the location of Birch Hill. Birch Hill, RiverWoods Manchester, still getting used to the new name, is this neat little hidden gem of a community that's sort of a little bit outside of Manchester here. We have the city of Manchester here at the top of your screen, and Concord would be below the bottom of your screen. And Hooksett is over here to the left, but where this arrow is where our campus is situated. So it's about 2 or 3 miles to both highways that go around Manchester, one going to 101 and to the seacoast or south toward Boston, the other 293 on the other side of Manchester, 2 to 3 miles from our campus, yet we are on a beautiful hillside sort of overlooking Manchester. And there's a couple of nice neighborhoods around us up here, but also a 640-acre nature preserve right across the street with a half mile down the road, 2 miles of trails, walking trails, and more to come. This is our actual campus. So as you come up Countryside Drive, our boulevard, you'll see the second entrance here is 200 Alliance Way. And so you would pull in here, and down here in the second lot is the main entrance of the community. This is the footprint of the entire building. So wings A, B, C, and then D and E are down here on the far right. Alliance Way goes around the entire campus, which is a 29-acre campus. Wonderful walking areas. It's all wooded. There's mature plantings, rhododendrons. It's really quite lovely. And we have a road that goes up here to the cottages as well, and a couple of neighborhoods that are newer around us that are wonderful for walking, and they walk on Alliance Way as well. So it's very neighborly feel up here on the hilltop, but really a lovely spot. Very close to Manchester and Concord, and yet far enough away that it has a rural feel to it. This is the front entrance of the independent living side of the community currently. And so the reception desk, the tavern is in your reception in the lobby here, and then a beautiful dining area, which is in some areas 2-story open space, very bright and sunny. And there's a nice terrace outside also for spring, summer, fall dining, and a fire pit. There's heaters out there, so it's a wonderful place to have a meal, enjoy company, and enjoy a nice fire as well. So we are part of the RiverWoods group system. We're very grateful for that. RiverWoods started in the early 90s with 3 campuses in the Exeter community, the Woods, the Ridge, and Boulders. And then we affiliated with Birch Hill, what was Birch Hill, back in around 2016. Birch Hill became an affiliate of RiverWoods. And just last week, actually, as I stated, we have this new name, RiverWoods Manchester, but we became a RiverWoods community a couple years ago. So all of these years have led up to this point, and again, we're very grateful for that. RiverWoods Durham was opened actually in 2019, and then SPE is someplace else. So that's the potential for another community or campus somewhere at some point in the future, as we very slowly, wisely expand on what we do so well in the future. This is a group of RiverWoods Manchester residents here. RiverWoods Manchester, Birch Hill had a 145-year history in the Manchester area. It started way back with the Women's Aid and Relief Society in Manchester, and had numerous transitions over time. And we are a not-for-profit charitable organization, a CCRC, continuing care retirement community. We have 138 independent living apartments. 134 of those are actually apartments for our cottages. We offer assisted living, memory care, and nursing care right here, all under the same roof. And again, RiverWoods Group community since 2016, part of the 3 community system. There is strength in numbers. It's just a great system where campuses help each other out. There's bigger, better buying power. All of it is really, it's just a strong system that is overseen by the RiverWoods Group, which is the parent company now of all of these communities. We are here at RiverWoods Manchester, we are a type B CCRC, which means you don't pay for healthcare until you need it. So we have lower entrance and monthly fees than a type A community, for example. And at the point where you needed healthcare, your monthly fees would increase well below market rate at that time. We are an insurance contract, not a purchase. There is a tax deduction available on these continuing care communities that are insurance products. There's a one-time tax deduction on part of the non-refundable portion of the entrance fee, and an annual tax deduction available should you choose to take it on the monthly fees every year traditionally. So, and this is a gift to your children, excuse me. There's a way of preserving your assets for the future, having below market market rate healthcare for life. And it's really a smart financial decision, as well as a healthcare contract for your lifetime. We offer the only flexible entrance fee refund in the Northeast. So we have a 70% refund, and you can leave that refund to your estate in the future, or your beneficiaries, or you can use it to cover the increase in monthly costs in healthcare at the point where you move permanently from independent living to assisted living, memory care, or nursing care. That difference in the monthly fee can be drawn down on your 70% refund, allowing you to use that while you're still alive, instead of leaving it for once you're gone for your estate. So it's it's your choice. It's a flexible option. And our residents have been really, really happy with it. In general, with CCRCs, you move in when you're independent, in good shape, before your health needs start to change. So we look for your ability to live at least 2 years, if not much longer, in independent living when you're applying. And oftentimes people don't realize that. So if you're waiting until you're having memory problems or falls and things like that, then you may be waiting too long. We are a community in general, 62 and up. It's a full neighborhood, all ages here, beyond 62. We offer care coordination throughout your lifetime. There is a wellness clinic in the independent living part of the community and a social worker in the healthcare side of the community. They work very well together along with the director of community life and create this support system that offers care coordination for your lifetime, working with your family and your physician and you based on what your needs are, very person-centered care. The independent living here includes 30 days of free respite every year for independent residents. So we have 2 rooms at the Manor, which is the healthcare portion of the community, set aside for respite, which is a short-term medical stay for independent residents. So every year, all independent residents qualify for up to 30 days free. And then our discount on healthcare is $1,000 off the market rate per month for assisted living, $1,500 off per month for memory care, and $2,000 off per month for nursing care. And that's for your lifetime once you're an independent resident. So tremendous discount off the market rate. We have some photos here. This is the front entrance to the right of the main entrance, actually, in independent living. This is the lovely terrace we have out there. The building has undergone $14 million in renovations in the interior of the independent living side over the last few years. And we are now working on healthcare. And then the exterior of the building will actually get an update as well. That has not been completed yet, but it is coming. Residents here are all backgrounds, interests, and educations. It's a wonderful mixed group of folks and very active. And this picture here shows our new fitness room. Actually, part of the renovations in the last couple of years included a 5,000 square foot addition with a new activities room and fitness room. And a lot of people have been taking advantage of those classes, yoga, Tai Chi, things like that. And we'll go over more of that in just a few minutes. Here we have Mr. Carl Schmottlach, who's joining us today. And this was actually taken before they moved in. This was a tour. And my tour went out with our resident Bill here, whose life and love is in the nature preserve right across the street. He's got cameras on the trails and wood duck boxes and there's just so much going on in there. And he shares a blog to over 100 people every day with his love of the nature preserve. So he had taken people on a tour into the nature preserve, and these folks later moved in. So they can talk a little bit about that later on. We have residents here who are docents at the Currier Art Museum and give tours of the Frank Lloyd Wright Zimmerman House there. There are artists and designers and builders and engineers and teachers and you know, the list goes on and on. But in general, very warm, welcoming group of people. We hear that all the time on tours. What a warm, friendly, welcoming environment, all inclusive that this really is. A couple of photos here. Carl actually had a great idea last fall, which was to start up a flannel 5K. So everyone wore flannel. It was a 5K fun run and a chili cook-off with the staff. So we set up all sorts of tables on the outside on this gorgeous fall day, and residents, staff, children, resident family members, tons of people showed up for it, had a great time. It was social, it was exercise. Some walked, some ran. Carl ran. Kim, our marketing director here, she also ran the race, and it was a great all-inclusive community event. Some of our residents on the top picture here and our staff on the lower picture. This is Edward, the director of dining, and Tasha, the director of resident life. They both made chili for the day, as did many other staff. But it was just a stunning, stunning event and a lot of fun and some wonderful food. This lower picture here on the left of your screen is one of our residents coming through the finish line. So, and we actually had one resident walking with a walker, and she did the 5K as well. So it was really impressive, great fun, beautiful day, Queen City cupcakes for the event. So thank you, Carl, for your idea for doing that. And you can talk a little bit about that after. Some of these pictures are taken here on campus. They're wonderful places to sit and walk around the community, but there's also a park right down the road. It's one exit down 93. It's Livingston Park and Doors Pond, and they have a place where you can put in kayaks and canoes, and there's a trail that goes around the pond as well. It's really quite nice. RiverWoods Manchester does have raised garden beds, so people can sign up for raised garden beds. We may actually add to the beds in the future and create more. And then residents like Elaine Schmottlach today really help out with maintaining the different garden beds throughout the community, and more people coming in are helping with that. So a lot of neat things going on there. This is the map to the Cedar Swamp Nature Preserve. Again, it's over 640 acres right across the street. Our community is right across from this pond where there were so many heron nests that people can just walk in and you know, enjoy babies being fed and seeing them fly the coop and all of that. Just really an amazing experience, but a lot of wildlife and trees and flora and fauna. And of course, half a mile down the road, there's 2 miles of trails, and they will be installing an accessible trail soon as well there. So as far as our apartments are concerned, this is one of our renovated cedar floor plans. So we have a couple different colors of countertop, some granite, some quartz, cabinets, toffee color, a dark cherry, a white, and appliances. Some are stainless steel. But basically we went through the older pass-through kitchens, excuse me, and then opened them up with this renovation. So you have a more modern open floor plan with a little breakfast bar there. This is the cedar again. This is a 1-bedroom, bath and a half. Lovely, lovely size apartment. We have both couples and individuals in the cedar, and it's really comfortable. This is a different color of the kitchen here, white quartz countertop, toffee cabinets, and stainless steel. So there's different mixes throughout the building. Certainly, if there's an unrenovated apartment that opens up, and we have not yet chosen, you know, the finishes, you might have the opportunity to do that and choose the colors in the appliance and countertop. This is actually a poplar floor plan. So this is 2 apartments combined. Over time, we've had some residents pay to connect apartments. So that was a opportunity, that might be an opportunity in the future, or one may open up. We do not have one open right now, but it's a really nice large 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And some folks actually upgrade the flooring to this LVT, wood look LVT, which is a high quality vinyl tile. And just another view of the dogwood floor plan in this instance, looking from the master bedroom down the hall toward the kitchen and the living room on the right. Another it's a really large living room area, living dining area in the dogwoods. It's really a beautiful floor plan. The bathrooms in these apartments all have walk-in showers, good handheld shower, and easy access, good grab bars, nice large vanities. There are pull cords in the bedrooms and bathrooms. You also qualify for a free pendant alarm now as part of the monthly service fee. All the apartments have a stackable washer dryer, which is really handy. Another shot of one of the vanities here. And then these are the floor plans that we have available currently. The Aspen is the smallest 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom. It's about 625 square feet. Birch, actually, this was put on hold yesterday, so I'm not sure we have any more birches. I don't think we do. I think they're all reserved. It's a little bit larger. The cedar, I do have a cedar available. This is the one you saw in the first picture that we showed. 1-bedroom, half-bath is over here. And a dogwood and the fir floor plan. We have 1 fir right now, which is actually the layout of the dogwood. So this wall here was taken out, and so it's one really large, beautiful living room. There's a column over here, and kind of a neat little nook here in the bedroom for a reading nook or desk or nice reading corner. This is a juniper. As of today, we have 1 juniper coming available, and a lot of people interested in that. It's 2-bedroom bathroom, about 1,050 square feet, really nice size, very sunny. And a hawthorn, which is on hold currently also. It's 1,100 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2 full baths, incredibly huge closets, one of which could probably be an office or a sewing room. So kind of a neat, unusual floor plan there. As for the community itself, we have all sorts of common areas throughout. wide hallways. This is one of our independent living hallways here with the blue carpet and the blue apartment door surrounds. There's a nice little shelf where you can put you can decorate if you care to outside your apartment door. We have a lovely two-sided fireplace here in the living room area on the second floor, which I'll show you more of in just a moment. And then the A, B, and C wings have these neat sunrooms on every wing, every floor. One of them is a country store. And one is actually a closed circuit TV channel studio where our residents put special movies on a television channel that comes through in the apartments. But there are also numerous other common areas. There's a private dining room, a tavern, living room with a fireplace, outdoor balconies that are open to everyone. There's an art gallery area, a fitness room, wood shop. Carl works in the wood shop. There's a country store and a secondhand store, both run by residents. Patios, balconies, reading nooks, sitting areas, really a salon where you can men's and women's haircuts, manicures, pedicures. They're talking about even offering a massage therapist that you could pay for if you wanted to get a massage in the building. So lots of open space, and the entire place becomes your home when you move in. So it's really a very nicely renovated, beautiful, open, bright, sunny space. This is the living room area on the second floor here, and it's overlooking dining. So that would be the two-story dining space below, and right outside there is the dining terrace and the fire pit. On the other side of this fireplace is a beautiful living room area. You can sort of see over here with a baby grand piano, and residents are welcome to play the piano. There's also some community newspapers, although many people get their own here. And there's bridge groups, and there's, maybe in this area or maybe in another area throughout the building, card games and all sorts of things, crafts and things like that go on. Mailroom, new mailroom, you have a US mailbox, you have your own key, and then there's an in-house mailbox as well for notices and activities calendar every month and things like that. And this is Carl's wood shop here. So there's a bunch of residents that are very active with the wood shop, and more coming in. So he can talk a little bit about that if anyone is interested. The top pictures here, this is our new multi-purpose room. It may have a new name soon. We're kind of leaving that open right now, but it's huge. And we used to hold a lot of our live marketing events here and luncheons, but basically it's one large room that can be cut in half. And we might offer an art class, watercolor or pastels in the front half, while there's a fitness class going on in the back, or a resident council meeting, or something like that. There might be a presentation on Greece, or a lecture on the Hubble telescope. There's so many things that are offered here. And our goal is to be resident driven, like the Exeter and Durham campuses. And it's really becoming that. People coming in are letting us know what they want to do here, where do their interests lie, and how can we help make that happen for them. So that's our goal as best we can. And so this space gets a real workout. There's a screen, there's been politicians talking in here, and there's been historical presentations and concerts and lectures and everything. Below that, two more pictures of our sunrooms on A, B, or C wings. Again, those are common spaces open to everyone. One does have musical instruments in it. Another has puzzles. One has art supplies, but they're all different a little bit. But basically, it's your home. If you need to go in and use a table and set up something and work on it, you're free to do so. Our library, Elaine will talk a little bit about the library today. It is resident run, and you can order books from the Manchester Library that staff will deliver and drop off. And Elaine can speak more to that in just a few minutes. Dining. So we are still on the COVID dining plan, which means it's been limited. But residents are coming back into the dining room now. Starting in May, the dining will open up more as it used to be. It'll take a little time. We're getting there, and people are happy to be dining back with each other, and tables of 4 now, so they can dine with other residents, and it's really a lot of fun. We are not yet up to our full service dining, but that will come. In general, there's a lot of selections, a lot of fresh salads, soups and entree options, and that will develop into more options, I'm sure, moving forward. And in general, there are tables of 2, tables of 4, tables of 6 or 7. You know, so some tables just, you can ask if you want to sit with other people. They might just all sit down at the same table and have a great conversation, or you can reserve in advance if you have family coming in, guest tables, or if you want to sit with another couple or individual, or if you want to sit by yourself, you let the hostess know. Our fitness room. So our fitness coordinator, Bernadette, is an exercise physiologist. She's really well versed in fitness and balance and core strengthening. She works with the Dartmouth-Hitchcock research and studies that, and really helps people to get in good shape no matter their status, their health status, and help them improve their balance and core strengthening. So there's a lot of things that go on in this room and in that large activities room next door. There's a rowing club, there's a walking club. She'll, you know, some use poles for walking. She's taken people out snowshoeing before. She's got, there's a new step. There's this multifunctional trainer in there. You can, this thing that looks like a robot, and you attach weights and balls and stretchy bands and free weights and treadmills. There's a stretch table, and visiting nurses actually can be, has an office in the building here, and they offer physical therapy. So they can start that in people's apartments and then come use the equipment in the fitness room, the table, whatever they need to do. And then Bernadette can kind of help after that point. So it's a big space. It's nice and bright. It's open 24/7. People can go in whenever they feel comfortable doing so, and they can work one-on-one with Bernadette, or they can work on their own or join a class. Nobody's forced into it. It's all willing, but she is an incredible resource. What's included in the monthly fees here at RiverWoods Manchester? So bi-weekly housekeeping, once every 2 weeks. Housekeepers come in, they vacuum, dust, mop, they'll clean the kitchen, clean the bathroom, and then annually they'll do a deep cleaning where they move the furniture and they'll do the windows. So it's a nice, you know, it's not a high detailed cleaning every 2 weeks. It's a nice basic cleaning. If you want to bring a vacuum, fine. If you don't, fine. But it's a great free service. It's included. The dining points program. So every independent resident qualifies for 13 dining points in that monthly fee. And it is flexible. You can use 13 points to have one big meal a day. That would be soup, salad, entree, dessert, and a drink. Or you can break it up. You could go in for lunch and use half your points for a chef salad and come back in the evening and have a burger and sweet potato fries, or, you know, soup, or a larger entree. So you start the month out with about 390 points, about 13 points a day for the month. And then you spend it down over time, and the dining room staff track it and let you know where you stand. You can carry over dining points up to 30 days worth every month that you don't use, but you can't carry over more than 390 a month. So we help you track that. And in general, it's flexible. So if you don't want to go in for a couple of days, fine, you know, and you kind of work it, you do it as you wish. It's not a required lunch and dinner, or it's not one meal a day. It is how you want to use it. There's also a couple of alternative meal plans, 10 meal plan, 20 meal plan, and a no meal plan. So you can ask about that. Pastry, fruit, and coffee or tea are included free every morning. They've also started offering a hot breakfast. We're trying that out to see how that goes, and it seems to be popular. Certainly smells good when I come in the morning. It smells delicious. So they're, you know, offering different kinds of options where you can use your points as well. Educational, social, physical, cultural, volunteer activities. We have a flea market. We'll do fundraisers. We'll do silent auctions. We'll do all sorts of things. Many fundraisers for the Benevolent Fund, which is available if people outlive their assets here. They can apply for benevolence. Or it might be for some special fundraisers in the Manchester area, Salvation Army Kids Cafe being one, things like that go on frequently here. And many of these things go on in that big multi-purpose room on the second floor. We talked about respite, up to 30 days free every year for all independent residents. It's included in the monthly service fee. Pre-scheduled transportation. So the shuttles go to different zip code zones on different days. So it might be for a medical or dental appointment, might be for shopping, banking, you know, personal appointments, things like that. And they also take residents on pre-scheduled outings. So they might go to restaurants, to a show at the Palace Theater, or up to Concord for the oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but the Arts Center up in Concord, New Hampshire. So great free resource there. If you want to bring your car, that's fine. We actually, you give us a car key when you move in, and after a storm, the next morning, our staff come in, they clean all the cars off. They will start them up and move them for the plow trucks and put them back in the same lot. So that's a free service. We do also have some carports for a fee. And then 24-hour staffing, always someone on duty, 24-hour emergency response, pull cords and the pendant alarms, and maintenance, you know, inside and outside maintenance. You can also hire maintenance for additional things. Maybe you need a bookshelf built or something like that. They can, you know, you can hire them to do something like that. Otherwise, we fix the dishwasher. We, you know, if there's a problem in the apartment, you just call the front desk, put in a work order, and they're wonderful. Utilities are included in the monthly fee as well. So heat, air conditioning, electricity, Wi-Fi. We now include Wi-Fi in the monthly fee. So phone and cable would not be included. That's on you. Some people aren't even getting a landline anymore. They're just bringing their cell phones. And then cable you would set up before you move in. There is a storage cage for every apartment in the building. You just bring your own lock. And a couple of different rooms, but very convenient. And the front desk there has dollies and flatbeds you can borrow to bring things to your storage cage and back. Other benefits. So we offer what's called enhanced living for hire. So if you're in independent living and you wish to stay independent as long as you can, but maybe need a little more help around the apartment, aid companion services. Basically, we offer that. We staff it from within. You would pay for it hourly, and it's by the hour. And you can also bring in outside agencies, but they are usually a 2 or 3 hour minimum. And here we're staffing it, so we're overseeing it. It's really a great system. If you're able to live safely and remain safely in your independent apartment, that's great. As I said, visiting nurses does come into the community. They have an office on site. They offer physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy with your doctor's prescription. Weekly lab draws, blood pressure checks regularly. Rite Aid does deliver here, but both hospitals, Elliott and CMC in this area, they actually built this building, and over time CMC sort of took it over for quite a long time, but they both offer lab work in the building once a week, which is really convenient. Pendant alarms, pull cords, we talked about. Benevolent fund. So we do have benevolent. We're always fundraising. Should you outlive your assets at no fault of your own, which people are starting to do. They're moving in younger than ever before, and they're living longer than ever before. And so there is certainly a chance that you may outlive your assets while you live here. And therefore, we have benevolence. It's an annual application process. We review all your financials and can supplement your monthly fee if you qualify. And it is a great opportunity should that happen. How do I qualify? So we have a financial assessment and a medical assessment. Confidential data profile, you fill all of that out. And the financials, we look at your ages, assets, income, any debt you may have. If you have a pension, whether it's a lifetime pension or not, or what you do qualify for there if one spouse passes, that sort of thing. Long-term care insurance, you would put all your information. If you have long-term care insurance, call them now, get all that information. If you're applying to any community, it takes a couple weeks to get it. Long-term care works very well here in this community. So you want to have all that information current, know your plan, have the summary sheet that's current in the policy, because that would be included with your application. And it's really important because it really helps your qualification here in many instances. Medically, we look for your ability to live safely in independent living for 2 years or more based on our nurse practitioner's assessment. So you fill out a health form and you come in or do a Zoom assessment with our nurse practitioner. And it's a functional, it's a cognitive and balance. Basically, we look at all those in your health history and to determine, will you be safe enough to live here on your own in independent living with what we offer here? It's basically what we're looking for. Once you qualify medically and financially, we require a 10% deposit on an apartment. So that's 10% of the combined entrance fees if it's a couple, or the single entrance fee. And that holds the apartment for up to 60 days. So you'd have to close within 60 days. And closing here is signing the contract and paying the balance due of the entrance fee. It gives you time to review the contract and ask questions and really, look in depth at that. And then monthly fees usually start at closing. You move in at your convenience. Just because you close on an apartment does not mean that you have to move in yet. Some people will pay for a few months and not come in yet. Others will come in right away or same day, even as they close on their house. Everyone's different. We have some people that have apartments here that really haven't moved in yet, and they've been here for a few years. So sometimes they stop by. So it's really a long-term care health plan for their lifetimes, and that's why they did it that way. So basically, it's a great lifestyle for people who do move in. People are happy here and they're doing what they want to do, but with a community support system that is encouraging, supportive, happy, and super friendly. And then you leave the workload up to the staff and you enjoy this wonderful lifestyle for the rest of your life with care coordination throughout that whole process. Gift to your family, gift to you. And working with your physician, our on-site wellness clinic, the nurse practitioner. I mean, it's just a big support system and it's amazing. It really, really is. So it's the best value in senior living because financially you have that discounted healthcare for the rest of your life. It's a brilliant system. So what is your plan? Whatever you do, make a plan. Don't ignore it. So many people ignore it for too long. They wait until they are having health concerns or falls or forgetting, and many don't qualify. So now is the time to do this. If you're learning about this, at least start your tours now so you can figure that out and learn more about it. There is so much involved in all these different communities, no tour are alike. And it really takes time. For some, others move in right away. I mean, it's different for everyone, but it's a brilliant system. And I really suggest that you start your tours now. And get on board, especially with the seller's market, which is an incredible timing for our move-ins that are selling in no time and have 9 bids above the asking price. So we've had a lot of luck with this seller's market and people moving in. It's just incredible timing. So welcome home to RiverWoods Manchester, the only CCRC in the Northeast that has this flexible spend down opportunity, below market rate healthcare with the entrance fee, or leave your entrance fee refund to your estate. That's perfectly fine as well. This is a video. It's a flyover video of Manchester and shows our campus. It talks about Birch Hill. As of last week, we became RiverWoods Manchester, but I'm still going to play it because I think it's helpful.
Welcome to Birch Hill, minutes from downtown Manchester, yet a world away. Set along the banks of the beautiful Merrimack River, downtown Manchester offers all of the benefits of a dynamic modern city with a thriving 21st century economy. There are sporting and concert venues, theaters, and a world-class art museum. Manchester also has colleges and universities with adult education offerings and a vibrant retail and restaurant scene. At Birch Hill, we are minutes from all of this, but a world away. When you come home to Birch Hill, you leave the hustle and bustle of downtown behind and return to a peaceful community nestled in a beautiful, rural, wooded setting. Walk among the birches, or on the easily accessible campus hiking trails. Do a little gardening, or hike through the 640-acre nature reserve right next door. This is the world of Birch Hill, minutes from downtown, yet a world away.
So definitely a couple golf courses nearby, one right down the road here, and pet policy. We do allow some pets. There's some cats and dogs in the building, and even a turtle named Sam that moved up from Charlotte, North Carolina. This is the picture here on the right of our tavern, resident run tavern. Has a full bar. They have 2 cocktail parties a week. It's a wonderful opportunity to bartend or wait tables or just enjoy socializing, bring in some cheese and crackers. Sometimes they spill out into the lobby on a Friday night, and that will be starting up before too long. They're meeting about starting that up now, actually, on a committee, a tavern committee. And our birch grove, wonderful birch grove, beautiful birch trees. It's really, again, is such a pretty campus. Want to encourage you to type in your questions down at the bottom of the screen. And also want to just bring this up before we talk with Carl and Elaine, the next webinar, which is the art of downsizing. You can sign up for that. It's taking place via Zoom on Tuesday, April 20th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So we hope you can join us for that. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen here, if that's okay, and come back to Carl and Elaine. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. You have joined us in the past. Just want to check in and see if there are any questions at this point. Anyone who wishes to can type in questions, and we will be happy to answer them. Carl, why don't you talk a little bit to start about the wood shop and what you're able to do in there?
Well, I've been having a lot of fun in the wood shop. I've made some birdhouses to put up on campus. I've made things like tissue box holders, pencil holders. You can make bigger projects. There's a gentleman in there right now that's making a turning bookcase, and he made it out of oak wood with all little slats, and it rotates so you can take the books out. And he's been working on that for a couple of months, and he does cutting boards, and he makes puzzles down there to put together, and he's done lots of other projects. It's not a huge space, and right now there aren't too many people taking advantage of it, but there are a couple of residents that have just moved in that seem to have some interest, so we may have more people in there soon.
And I know they talked about the opportunity of maybe expanding it in the future too, get a little bit larger. So maybe we'll get back to that. Now that the pandemic's waning, we can get back to that. And you two moved in about 1.5 years ago, right? After years of thinking about doing this, and you moved up your timing a little bit. Carl, I know you were working out in the woods and cutting down trees and stacking wood, and you were really, really hesitant and didn't know what you would do in a place like this. And now you're jogging the campus. You are, working, creating things out of recycled wood and doing all sorts of neat projects. And Elaine, you are in gardens and all over the place and helping run the library. So many things to do.
It's been great.
Yeah, tell us about the garden and the nature preserve experience.
Well, when we came here, we were leaving behind our forested property. We were country people. Wildlife everywhere in Nottingham, New Hampshire, and it was fabulous, and it was hard to leave. But here, there's all the exact same wildlife: moose, bobcats, bears, coyotes, mink. I mean, it's just beavers, the herons. We've just got everything here that we had in the wilds of Nottingham. And some of it is in the nature preserve across the street, but some of it walks through our campus. And there are lots and lots and lots of forests all around that are not part of the nature preserve, but we can go out there. And so we're in the country, even though technically we're in the city limits. So the other thing I did, well, before we came here, I was very much of an overly enthusiastic gardener and had way more flower beds than any sane person would have. And Carl and I found that we aged out of our country living. with Carl cutting all the firewood that we heated with our house with wood, and me with way too many gardens, it got to be too much. So here we are, and I'm still gardening. I'm very lucky that RiverWoods Manchester allows me to do lots of gardening on campus. And I have my own raised bed. And I'm going to age out of it again. I think I've taken on much, but it's been huge fun. And then before we came, I worked in a library for 32 years. And here I get to work in a library again as one of the volunteers. And it's just an utter delight to be able to do my favorite things and more and new things as well. But that's that you bring yourself and your interests and you continue them, but then there's always more to add. So it's been terrific.
We also have resident ambassador program to help welcome new residents, which they're going to start that up soon as well. But we've had a call list for people who moved in during the pandemic. And Elaine in particular is someone who leaves notes at your door and bakes and just does incredible things. There's people that are just so willing to do that and be a resident ambassador, and they kind of help you learn the ropes and show you the dining and introduce you and that sort of thing. So these two have been really great with that as well. And just sharing their joy in living here. Any other questions can be typed right here into the chat box or the Q&A box. So feel free. And anything else? Were you here when the tavern was still open, or did that shut down?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
We were. Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
And there's been this neat throughout the pandemic when the tavern was not open because it was too small a space for a group.
Right.
Living room area, and people were every afternoon 4 o'clock getting together, BYOB or non-alcoholic, whatever, nobody's particular. It's a nice social opportunity and sit at a 6 foot distance during a pandemic anyway, and all that's changing now. And then you were able to get vaccinated here on the campus early on too, which was a gift for all of us.
It was fabulous. We didn't have to go crazy trying to find appointments for vaccines. Find wherever the place was where you'd get the vaccine. We just let RiverWoods Manchester take care of that for us. We didn't have to wear winter jackets for our February shots. We just went downstairs. They made a party out of it with all the goodies and balloons and music, and having a shot was fun and safe and no bother, as so many others who don't live in a CCRC have had bother.
Right. And just the ability to see people at a distance and walk our campus during a pandemic was huge for people. Not
yes.
Offered that.
Yeah, you mentioned that the Elliott and the CMC come here to do lab work, and I have some blood drawn just this morning, and it was very nice. I just waited in my apartment. I called, the technician came right to my room, and I was able to have my coffee ready to drink as soon as they were done, because it was a fasting lab that they were doing. But I didn't have to get all dressed up and go out somewhere and wait somewhere in an office. They came here, and it was really, really nice.
That's wonderful. Talk about the fitness room a little bit and Bernadette and what she has. Carl, I've seen you in there many times working out.
Well, there's various machines. There's treadmills, there's a bicycle, there's a rowing machine, there's that contraption that you showed that has all the weights on cables. And so you can work all your muscle groups using that. I've been involved in the past in the core strength training, where you do various exercises involving weights and certain movements and stretches. And I know they do yoga classes as well, so you can work on your meditation and stretching. There was a Tai Chi class, ballet. I believe Bernadette's working on some kind of a sitting tap dance class.
Exercise.
So she's always thinking of new things to do.
Right. And they have a bus that goes to the Goffstown Y once a week. They may increase that. We offer a pool pass, or we have historically offered a free pool pass for the Goffstown Y. And then There's a couple of residents that go there on their own and use the other equipment and our fitness room too. So pool at the Goffstown Y, she's got people coming in teaching yoga on Saturdays from the Goffstown Y. And it's built really great relationships in this area with people. She's got a pickleball group starting up soon and all sorts of neat things. And she can get anyone up and going. She is an incredible gift to this community and people just love her.
She's like a personal trainer. Technically, she's an exercise physiologist. So she really understands the human body. But if you have any place that hurts or you need work on balance or anything, she will target a program for you and guide you through it, which is terrific.
And she and Pete, the nurse practitioner, also work on, nutritional programs too.
Right. Yep. And just yesterday, just to get some people outdoors who might have been a little slow to mosey outside after all this long time of the pandemic, she had a bird watching tour and a bunch of us walked around and listened and tried not to talk too much because we were so eager to be social. And we were, what's that bird? And it was just a lot of fun, but it was exercise for some who really needed to just get out and slowly mosey about. So she'll do anything to get you moving.
Make you feel better. Yeah.
Yes.
So
People come here sometimes not in the best of shape, possibly using a walker when they come or a cane. And if they're willing to do the work with Bernadette, sometimes the walker can get traded in for a cane, or maybe the cane can get
holes. Right.
People often improve in their overall fitness because which is fabulous.
But we also have another group that are coming in and starting to bring bicycles, bikes 10 miles a day and it's amazing. And some may bring a kayak these days and jogging the campus. So it is really a neighborhood of all levels and backgrounds and interests and physical abilities. We may have someone move in with a walker. We may have somebody who can run a race. And that's kind of the new independent living of the future. It's all generations really starting to move in. So it's really kind of neat to see. And with the baby boomers expanding, obviously, space is going to get more and more limited in these communities. So again, we encourage anyone who's interested, start touring now. If your timing's tomorrow, if it's next year, if it's 5 years from now is the time to start touring and learning about these CCRCs because there's such a smart financial plan. There's such a smart healthcare plan. It's a small community where everyone knows each other and what your future living space will be, where you'll get your care for the rest of your life, what it's going to cost you, and what the quality will be, because we've been doing it for years. The RiverWoods group quality is incredible and it's an amazing opportunity, but you want to know now what your plan's going to be, and now's the time to put that plan in place. So definitely you've attended several of our informational sessions in the past before you moved in and learned a lot about it and kind of realized, wow, this is available now. And this particular community does not have a lot of 2-bedrooms apartments historically. So you wanted to make sure you got in when there was one open, and we're kind of facing that now too. So it's always good to start learning these things and asking questions in advance and figuring out where you're going to go and making a plan for the future. Most definitely. Would you agree with me?
Oh, totally. It's a huge comfort to know that living here, we will not outlive our assets. I've crossed that off my list of things to worry about. RiverWoods Manchester determined that we had sufficient assets to be able to afford to live here, and we aren't worrying about it. We're also not going on $15,000 world cruises either, but that's just us. We have
some people do.
a modest lifestyle is what has always suited us. So we're not about to spend down our assets with craziness. But it's just so comforting to know that there's that benevolence fund and we don't ever have to move again.
And
speaking of moving.
Pardon?
Speaking of moving, it's traumatic. Moving. Best to do it when you still have all your marbles. You have lots of decision making and planning, and you don't want to wait till you're starting to lose it. Also, you need to still be somewhat fit for moving, because you've got to climb into the back of the closet or under the kitchen counter to dig out your stuff. And I mean, you can let someone else do it, but if you want to be in control, it's best to do it when you still have some level of fitness. And so sooner rather than later is definitely the way to go.
I know you two did the move yourselves, which was
Completely.
really
We did.
physically challenging, and a little exhausting, but you did it very well.
We did. We had a van, which lasted 3 months after we moved here, and then it died. So that was good timing. And we unloaded everything in our house into the van ourselves and drove 40 minutes to get here, unloaded. And we did that over a period of 3 weeks. And gradual is nice, instead of everything you own landing in one day and living in a sea of boxes. We did it gradually, and it was great. Gave us time to figure out what we wanted to do.
But we do have that information on the downsizing company too, if people want to hire help on either end, coming in or packing up at home and that sort of thing. And that's what that downsizing event is coming up. Carl, you're going to say something.
But I think we closed in late August, and so we started paying in September. We didn't actually move in until like the 3rd week, but the apartment was available, so we had 3 weeks to move stuff, which was really nice because it's not like you're trying to do it all in one day. I really don't recommend it.
Yeah, closing at home and closing here and moving in.
Right.
Stressful for people, so that's hard.
I also wanted to mention about the nurse practitioner, Vicky. She knew that I was a runner, and I found out she was a runner, and there were no actual races being done during the pandemic, but there were virtual races. So you could sign up for a virtual race and then run it on your own course. So she told me she had signed up. So I said, I'll go sign up too, and we'll run. And then somehow that morphed into the campus-wide 5K, where people could either do the 5K or they could just do part of the route. And we worked out various routes. Some were hilly and some were flat. And so lots of people just did what they could do.
I walked slowly, gabbing all the way. It was great.
And we had chili and the cupcakes as incentive afterwards.
Yeah, the chili, several kinds of chili from several different staff members. It was delicious.
It was.
But it was very organic. It just developed out of an idea, and the nurse practitioner and the staff, Bernadette was involved, and marketing was involved, and I know Kim Murphy also ran the event. So it was nice to see so many people get involved.
Yeah, a true sense of community, And I know in the past, before I came, there were golf tournaments throughout the building where they would tape out mini golf in every hallway in the building, and families would come in and they would have, huge trophies and everything. I mean, it's just who's living here and what their interests are, and what do you want to do here? Let's help make it happen. And the staff has been very supportive about that, and the residents have been into it. So it's really been a lot of fun. Nice. Well, again, my name is Jen Torgersen. It's just about 11 o'clock here, so I want to thank Carl and Elaine. I know in the past they have offered to speak to people if they were interested. Would you be willing if someone has questions for you? And then I am available, or Leanne, my colleague, who also does tours and information sessions. She would also, either one of us can be contacted for questions or concerns or everything and anything we can help with. We're happy to, so please feel free to reach out, and thank everyone for joining us today. We appreciate it. Those who are watching the recording, we appreciate you watching the recording. Do reach out, and we can certainly do an on-site tour now with someone looking at moving in, or we'll do a Zoom tour, whatever the case may be. So thanks, Carl and Elaine, and thank you everyone for joining us. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.